This hour brought to you by LibertyOnCall.org. Take back your independence, control, and make your own healthcare decisions. LibertyOnCall.org. Together, we are one.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
This is your captain speaking. John Regan, the financial state of the union.com. Vincent is out helping a friend this week. I'll be sitting here in the pilot seat. And today's show is just the three of us, me, myself, and I. And oh boy, if you tuned in early and caught the top of the hour news, I was sitting there listening, and it was almost identical to the quote we got back in 2008 before everything started breaking loose. Yeah, the economy is fundamentally sound was the quote from then. And I hope that this was repeated at the top of the hour so I can catch the exact quote. Boy, after last week, unbelievable what's going on financially. I'm going to save that for a little bit later. Let me go ahead and do some housekeeping here. There is a meetup tonight at Jimmy's Egg. Fellowship starts at 4:45. Silent Night will not be there today. It'll be open discussion tonight. And we'll be going from the news tab at the financial state of the union.com. And what I'm going to try to do today is catch up a little bit. Becky and I had a chance to finally get down and visit her parents. We weren't able to go on Christmas because she was a little bit under the weather and because her father is undergoing cancer treatments. We couldn't really afford to risk getting him sick. So we got down there, had a nice visit, and we're having lunch after church and phone rings. And I know when Mrs. Finelli is on the line that it's really a big favor that Vince wants to ask. So he really needed to help out on a project, and would I step in and take care of the show in the meantime? Because it's either that or do reruns, and there's just so much going on. It's hard enough to keep up as is. I believe that it's best we continue on, get through as much information as we can, and hopefully I'll be able to catch up on that, get into more Fukushima. We'll get on a little bit of that today, probably more on Friday, the way things are looking at the moment. Oh boy. I guess the easiest thing is just to start at the top. I still have the link up there for the Hear the Watchman conference. That's March 18 through 20 in Dallas. I'm going to be there, as Becky will too, if you want to meet us in person. They've added a new speaker, Russ Dizdar, I had an opportunity to see him in Branson back in 2012. And if you haven't stepped out from behind the pew and observed the real spiritual warfare going on, Russ will really open your eyes on that. He gets involved with the police and all kinds of satanic ritual going-ons in the community. And he discusses satanic ritual abuse. I don't know exactly what his topic is at the convention or conference, but he'll really wake you up if and hopefully get you engaged in what's going on in this world. And it's not like the the children books Bible that a lot of us experienced in the doctor's waiting rooms when we were young. It's an adult world out there, to be sure. Let's quickly go through the tale of two droughts. You probably saw on the news where California got hit really hard. And I know some of that at least happened on Tuesday, which is when the report for the week cuts off. And at that point, believe it or not, even with what they got hit with, absolutely no change in any of their drought categories. The new report gets released on Thursday morning. Keep an eye on that and see if there were additional changes, because there was more rain on into Wednesday for sure. And Texas got a fair amount, especially in the southern part. And we're now down to and have been for a few weeks, no people affected by drought in Texas. And we dropped from about 4.5% of the state being abnormally dry to just over 1.5%, 1.7%. And most of that's in the Big Bend area in West Texas. So right now, Texas is doing pretty good. The weather's been a bit of a roller coaster temperature-wise. The latest update I have on the tornadoes that went through here, one more person has died, bringing the death toll to 12 for the 12 tornadoes that went through North Texas just after Christmas. And this person was, from what I read, was also on Interstate 30, bringing the Garland death toll up to 9. I gave you some homework last week, and we'll review that today. Starting off, had the technology and magic, which refers to Arthur C. Clarke's 3 laws, his third law. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. And that got me to thinking, especially after putting together some other dots in the puzzle, like with Tesla. There was an interview where he was asked, where does he get his ideas from? And in our 21st century vernacular, basically it was channeled. And I'm pretty sure that it wasn't coming through one of the spirits working for God. So when we look at technology, which is the embodiment of science, I'm kind of getting to the point where science and technology is just modern words for saying sorcery and witchcraft. Now, I know what we see as witchcraft, or the word that was translated into witchcraft in the Bible, comes from pharmakia, which you don't have to be much of a linguist to recognize that that's the root for pharmacy and pharmaceuticals as we know today. And we see that, they would also call that a poisoner. And we see that today. And the drugs that we have, the legal, prescription and over-the-counter drugs, are poison. It's just a, part of what's built into the system. They calculate what the LD50 is. That's lethal dosage, which means that that's the dosage where 50%, half of the 100 mice die. And then they back that off to where they get a therapeutic dose. And then they calculate the toxicity index based on that. And, we have Dr. Shealy and I've talked about Dr. Tennant, and both of them are pretty much on the same page on this. They're not totally anti-medicine. There are times and places for certain medicines that can do good. But what's gone on in basically the last 100 years is that it's been overdone, and this excess has caused a variety of problems. And then in addition to that, we've got the wonderful vaccinations, which they're trying to bring another 100 or 200 down the pipeline for us. And because of a law President Reagan signed back in 1986, you cannot sue the pharmaceutical company that made the vaccine if you have an injury or death. That's why you don't see all the lawyer commercials for vaccines that you do for the other drugs that are causing us problems. And we're going to be going into a break shortly. I just want to set up. I put up the links to where you can read along and also get context. I'll be talking a little bit out of Matthew 24 and 25, as well as 2 Peter 3. Give a little insight on what the end looks like. It's Sean Regan. I'll be back in a few minutes.
How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Hi, this is Walt Augustinowitz. I'm the founder and CEO of ID Stronghold. By now you've heard our commercials about wallets that protect you from electronic pickpocketing. 10 years ago, I created a way to protect my own cards from prying eyes after government officials started talking about issuing a national ID card with a built-in radio chip called RFID. I felt having to broadcast my personal information was an invasion of privacy. Soon after, it was also announced that credit cards, debit cards, U.S. passports, hotel room keys, and even transit passes would all soon incorporate RFID. It was then I formed ID Stronghold to share my inventions in blocking RFID signals with the world. There are a lot of misconceptions out there today about RFID. I encourage everyone to get informed and get protected. Please go to idstronghold.com and get the facts and the wallet, sleeves, or badge holders you need to protect your personal financial data. You'll be pleasantly surprised that through our direct sales model, you won't pay more than other comparable unprotected wallets. It is as though the protection is free. Visit idstronghold.com today.
This is Dan Pillett. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
You're fired.
According to the Small Business Administration, 75% of small businesses plan to eliminate jobs or reduce workers' hours to part-time.
You're fired.
According to Gallup, the unemployment rate recently jumped to nearly 9%, and the underemployment rate hit a staggering 17.9%.
You're fired.
1 out of 3 young adults and 1 out of 2 recent college graduates are underemployed. Hello, I'm Keith Abel, a pharmacist and a home business entrepreneur. In 2011, I became one of those statistics myself. Instead of looking for another job in corporate America, I joined Dr. Joel Wallach, the Dead Doctors Don't Lie guy. We're creating steady incomes for ourselves and would like to show you how to do the same. If you want to supplement your current income, replace your income, so you don't have to become one of the statistics, then give me a call toll-free at 866-257-3105, 866-257-3105.
You're fired.
Don't wait till you hear those words. Start creating an extra income today. 866-257-3105.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
It's John Regan at the controls today. And you know, the reason I'm bringing up this part out of the Bible is we tend to see a lot of posts today that try to link what's going on with events in Revelation. And when you read Revelation, it does have an order to it. There's the first through the seventh trumpets, and there's events that happen within each of those. And I really don't think that those events would occur out of order. And in addition to that, with everything that I see going on, it's not quite matching up to what I read there as well. But when we get into Matthew 24, it gets into signs, because Jesus was asked, how are we going to know when these things are? What's the signs of his coming back? What about the end of the world? And, even Jesus didn't know the time. Nobody knows that except the Father. But he gave them some signs so that, when you observe these, and of course, some of these we have, seen before. And, unfortunately, the way humanity is, we're very familiar with the part about how nation rises against nation, kingdom against kingdom. And it gets on to where it also says there'll be famines, pestilences, pandemics in today's language, and earthquakes in diverse places. And we certainly see quite a bit of that. And I'm expecting, with what all we've seen between the weather and wars, that the famine part of that will be increasing to a point that really hasn't been seen since the days of the Great Depression and World War II. And and he went on to say, and these are the beginning of sorrows. So, don't worry, it's going to get worse. Some people think that I'm into doom porn, go a little bit too fast. You got to break this to people slowly. But I come to Matthew 24, and I don't see Jesus doing that. He's really laying it out on the line here in short order. And I think it is proper to instill proper fear. And I'm not talking about being afraid of what's coming. I'm talking about fear of the Lord, which is the beginning of wisdom. You can find that in Proverbs. And it talks about how bad it is for the believers, that you will be hated. And there's certainly a lot of that going on. And what troubles me is how the churches don't talk about our brethren being slaughtered and taken into sex slavery in the Middle East. And at the same time, the doors are opened for the Muslim refugees into Europe and the United States. And occasionally there might be a Christian let in, but for the most part, they are shut out by this administration. It also talks about that those that endure to the end will be saved. And it's like I've said before on here, the times that are coming are going to be tough for those that have faith. For those that don't, they believe in the Darwinian religion that everything just happens by accident. I just feel so sorry for them. And we'll continue on after the bottom of the hour break.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today. Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Sling bow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of sling bow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich, working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare, having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't pick on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Are you sneezing, coughing, and aching? Do you have a sore throat, a fever, or the sniffles? There's no reason to be sick this cold and flu season with immune system support from Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver can give your body the help it needs to fight off harmful pathogens without hurting beneficial gut flora and without leaving behind resistant bacteria. Antibiotics can damage good microflora and often leave behind bacteria which can cause problems later on. If you're sick of being sick, try Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver, the #1 choice of thousands for a safe and effective way to protect against the many diseases and illnesses that we are facing today. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, read our customer reviews, and see the life-changing results that people are having. That's supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. Use the promo code PROTECTED for 20% off your entire order. And like us on Facebook. Supernatural Silver.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares unfiltered and untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market, the gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
This is your captain, John Regan, at the controls today. What got me going down this path, I started looking at the news that we found out about Fukushima last month. I look at the geoengineering news that Dane Wigington brought out, and it brought to mind, the quote that heaven and earth will pass away. So I started doing a little bit of research into there, and that's where the Matthew 24 and the 2 Peter come from. And I just want to give you a little bit of context for this aspect. Matthew 24 also talks about Daniel, so I ended up jumping back there for a minute, and I don't have the link for it, but in Daniel 12, it talks about many will be purified, made spotless and refined, but the wicked will continue to be wicked. None of the wicked will understand, but those who are wise will understand. And I just thought, that's kind of the more things change, the more they stay the same. That thousands of years ago, that was written down. And here we are, even just on the physical side of preparation, we've got friends and family, and of course, the vast majority of the general public that we would love to have awakened. We would love to have them make preparations, but they're just too busy with what this world has to offer. Some of them are simply in that because of survival mode, because it is tough economic times, and I'll be talking about some of the latest on that. But getting back to Matthew 24, there was a warning that was given that if you are in Judea when this happens, to flee to the mountains. That if you're on the housetop, just flee. You don't even go back to get your clothes. It says, woe unto those that are with child, Because caring for infants in that day is going to be tough. I also found it interesting where it says that pray that your flight not be in winter nor a Sabbath day. And I thought that was a bit interesting too. Winter, of course, you've got the double problem. One of finding food to eat, and two, you have the colder temperatures. So you have the problems of, exposure. And also think, while, today in our technology, it's not too hard to start a fire. In those times, starting a fire was work. That's why you weren't to kindle a fire on the Sabbath. And if we end up in the non-electrical world, that can happen so easily for a variety of reasons, then we have to go back to kindling fires the way they used to. And for those that think that the Sabbath doesn't apply after the cross, this is probably a good place for you to to do a little research. And then it talks about there'll be a tribulation. Something that we've never seen before, and nor will ever be again. And you think what happened, especially in the 20th century, between the world wars and then the democide, the governments that killed millions of people once they took away their guns, those in the Soviet Union and China and a couple of other countries. The 20th century was pretty bad, especially the first 50 years that most of the people alive today don't hardly know about, except for the little bit they might have been taught in school. And it goes on to say that, except for those days be shortened, that no flesh would be saved. So if you think you're going to be raptured out of here before this happens, that's another one of the verses that kind of counters that. Becky and I are members of a Southern Baptist church, so I'm definitely in the minority. And I used to believe them because the church said there's a pre-trib rapture, and once saved, always saved. Unfortunately, the more I read the Bible, the more I find scripture that makes adjustments on those doctrines. And it talks about how the sun will be darkened, the moon won't give its light, the stars will fall from heaven. And then it is the second coming, and heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. And you're warned to be on the lookout for these signs, which continues on into Matthew 25, which is the parable of the 10 virgins. They had the 5 wise and the 5 foolish. They took their lamps, and the foolish didn't take any oil with them. And then the bridegroom comes, and the foolish ask the wise for their oil. But this is a preparedness lesson. There's may not be enough for us, so go get your own. And while they were out getting oil, the bridegroom came, and they were locked out. Now, I'm still working on trying to fully grasp this parable. It's definitely more than just about having light to see your path, because today we've got technology where you can have an LED flashlight, that has hundreds or even thousands of hours of light, more than enough than what we would need to light our path. So it's not about light. It's about more about our spirituality, being ready, being on the path. And we have become so distracted. And the church has become so worldly in many cases. And that's one of the reasons I bring up the Amish so often, is that, I'm not saying you need to go out and be Amish, but they've done such a good job of separating themselves from the world. They don't participate in Social Security. They raise their own food. They have intact families and communities. Now, you may have seen some of the Amish reality shows. Life isn't perfect there. They have some strife. But when the financial collapse happens, they're going to be in better shape than most. And there's only about 300,000 of them. So I was looking at if we get in the path where it's the grid down and we lose 99.5% of the population, of that 0.5% that remains, it looks like about 20% of those are going to be Amish. Let me see if I can finish off 2 Peter 3 before we get into the next break. And it talks about, in those last days, scoffers will be walking after their own lust. We could almost amend that to say with cell phone in hand, shooting selfies and posting on Facebook. But it also talks about, again, the heaven and earth passing away, the day of God where the heavens will be on fire, dissolved, the elements shall melt with fervent heat. And one of the things I'll be sharing sometime in the future is from another blogger who's working on a piece he calls Ezekiel's Fire, which kind of matches up with a really huge solar eruption. And that would definitely match what's in here. And for those of you that are, simply on the physical preparedness path, again, I feel sorry for you. For those that are believers, I offer this up to you for some comfort. We're told not to worry, and that's not what I'm trying to instill. I don't like what I see coming. I'm not afraid of it. I don't worry about it. I would like to be more prepared, and I'm hoping in whatever time we do have left, I believe that's counted months, that I can be more ready, both physically and spiritually. Back after the break.
By now you know that usaprepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. Pro Pure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
My name is Don Wiskin, and at 42 years old, I suffered a massive heart attack and was told I'd be on disability for the rest of my life. What did I do? I created Extendivite, a garlic and cayenne mix of 7 herbs which rebuilt my heart and gave me back my life. For over 17 years now, I have made this formula available to you so you don't have to suffer the same thing I did. Clean your blocked arteries and strengthen your heart and boost your natural immune system. I'm 60 years old now and I still work every day. To get your Extendivite, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com. Extendivite is only $69.95 for a 2-month supply of either capsules or liquid.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
We use mobile devices right against our bodies every day, but growing scientific evidence has emerged showing serious health risks associated with exposure to EMF radiation emitted from these devices. The solution is Defender Shield, the most effective mobile radiation shielding ever developed. Defender Shield blocks virtually 100% of EMF radiation from cell phones, tablets, and laptops, and starts at just $64.99. Buy now at DefenderShield.com. For 10% off, use promo code GCN. DefenderShield.com, the worldwide leader in mobile radiation shielding.
Are you worried about your mom or dad living alone in their house? Hi, I'm Joan London. Listen, I know how difficult it is to find senior care for someone you love. That's why I recommend a free service called A Place for Mom. They are the nation's largest senior living referral service. Call A Place for Mom today.
To receive free information on senior living communities in your area, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-704-6182.
A Place for Mom offers free one-on-one advice from local advisors and a personalized list of senior living communities you can visit. If you have questions about senior care for your mom or dad, there's a place for answers, A Place for Mom.
Call A Place for Mom in the next 10 minutes to get your free ebook on financing senior care as well as free information on senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-704-6182. That's 1-800-704-6182.
No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
This is John Regan sitting in for Vincent today. What I'd like to do before we get to the top of the hour news break is do a little review on what's been happening financially since last we met. And once we get past the break, I'd like to pick up with Fukushima. I believe we're getting up to Fukushima 108. Friday, I looked up the Baltic Dry Index. It was down to 429, just unbelievably low. And then this morning, the new quote comes out, dropped another 14, down to 415. That pretty much says that all these bulk commodities that are the front runners to manufacturing things, there's just no demand there. So the shipping rates are just going through the floor. And at rates this low, unless it magically turns around soon, you're going to see a lot of bankruptcies and mergers and acquisitions and all kinds of drastic measures taken in the transportation industries. The market as a whole, when we started the year, the S&P was above 2,000, the Dow was above 17,000, and the NASDAQ was above 5. Today, the market's bounced up a little bit, but still, S&P is at 1929. That was a very good year, right, for having a crash. And when you look at a stock chart, you can start identifying things that are, two of which are called support and resistance. Support is like a floor. It is a place where you'll see the market come to rest from time to time. And if it breaks through that floor, then it tends to go down to where the previous floor or support was. Likewise, on the upside, it'll go up, it'll test resistance. A lot of times it'll back down, and sometimes it'll break through, finding a new resistance point. Well, for the S&P, I forget what the first number was, but it blew through that. The second number, that we really have to watch out for, if it gets below that, no telling what's going to happen. That number was 1965, and we're 40 points almost below that at 1926 right now. 1928. The Dow, 17,000, was kind of a psychological point, down 16,400. Again, NASDAQ 5,000 was kind of the psychological point, and it's down to 46.52. Crude oil, oh my gosh, it's down about $0.75. 32.40 is the quote I'm seeing. And so that's going to be more pain for those in the oil and gas industry. It's going to be more pain for countries that and states that rely on income from oil. And keep an eye on Saudi between the financial problems, the war. If you haven't been keeping track, Saudi and Yemen are going at it. And then the diplomatic relations between Saudi and Iran broke down. And this gets into the deeper divide between the Sunni and the Shia. So, if you like action adventure, just stay tuned to the news. John Regan will be back after the news break and talk about Fukushima.
How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
If you're just tuning in, welcome to USA Prepares. Vincent is out helping a friend and asked me to, or actually he had Mrs. Finelli ask if I'd help out this week with the broadcast. And so today it's just the three of us, me and Smith and Wesson, taking on the world. There is a meetup tonight at Jimmy's Egg. Starts at 4:45. That's on East Battlefield in Springfield. It's one of the things I miss about not being in Springfield anymore is not being able to go to the meetups. There's so much good information I got from there. If you need more information on that, you can find it on page 1 of usaprepares.com. That's usaprepares.com. We're following along off my website, the financialstateoftheunion.com. We're on the news tab, and I'll be talking about Fukushima. I just want to point out that I'll be taking one for the team, and I don't know if I'm going to listen or just read the transcripts from the State of the Union that address that's going to be tomorrow night. And I don't know if we'll talk about that on Friday or wait until next week when Vincent is back and I get a chance to push a few buttons. I did get a chance to listen at the top of the hour news. And the quote was along the lines of, the underlying fundamentals of the United States economy are fine. I don't know what they look at or what drugs they're on. If we make it through what I've got for you for Fukushima today, we can get into some of the financial and other items that we didn't get to last week. First up, I included radiation this week coming from the veteranstoday.com website. And the winner or loser, as you might say, this week, Bakersfield, California. They came in at 1,823 counts per minute. That's almost 365 times normal. And Yuma, Arizona wasn't too far behind them. That 353 times normal. This week there were 35 cities that had topped 1,000 counts per minute this week. There were 31 last week. An additional 10 cities that hit between 900 and 999. Unfortunately, we're not seeing any improvement there. The second link I entitled LA Gas. we didn't get a chance to talk about it. I know Vincent was able to during last week. There's a gas well outside of Los Angeles that's kind of the equivalent of the BP blowout that we had in the Gulf, only this one's on land. Instead of being oil, it's gas. Methane is a much more problematic gas, causes more of a greenhouse effect than carbon dioxide does. And they're trying to drill a relief well to get this thing shut down. In the meantime, people have been evacuated. And then this bit of news comes across, which is why it's listed in the Fukushima section. Radioactive material is reportedly being released from the gas blowout in LA. It's radon gas, which is a byproduct of uranium. The quote from the expert is a lot has been detected in the area. That has health effects. The gas also is causing health effects. The gases involved here are radon, benzene, which both are carcinogenic, and if you maintain a prayer list, this is one of those places that you should keep in mind. As with St. Louis, I don't have a new update on that, but we know that the fire is continuing to make progress underground, and sooner or later, it's going to hit the radioactivity. We touched on the dose chart and dose levels last week. Didn't get much of a chance to talk about it because time was running out. So the dose chart, and both of these are related to radiation exposure. Well, that means, say you're sitting in the room and, there's the radiation in front of you. This is that type of exposure. As we've talked about before, that's quite different from consumption of the radiation, whether it's consumed with your food and water and ingested or inhaled, brought into your lungs, or you get it on your skin and then it's absorbed through your skin, and then depending on what type of radiation it was, it will find its place to different parts of the body. If it's tritium, that looks like water to the body, so it can pretty much go anywhere. If it's cesium, that looks like potassium, and 75% of that ends up in your muscles. Strontium looks like calcium, so that would typically end up in bones. And of course, those aren't all of the radionuclides. But for at least relative purposes, this chart gives you an idea of the different levels. And in the case of acute exposure, where you've got this large amount in a short period of time, like those that were actually at Fukushima, this builds up to show how much you have to get to that immediate fatal dosage. And the first one is a block on the left. It's a small blue block, and it's sleeping next to someone. And that's 0.05 microsieverts. Living within 50 miles of a nuclear power plant for 1 year is 0.09 microsieverts. Interestingly, living within 50 miles of a coal power plant for 1 year is 0.3 microsieverts, a little bit over 3 times as much as living within 50 miles of a nuclear reactor. To put that into perspective, that 0.3 for living near a coal plant. A dental x-ray is 5 microsieverts. Background dose radiation on an average person over one normal day is 10 microsieverts. And at least in olden days, airplane flight from New York to LA was be 40 microsieverts. I think if you take a counter on the plane with you, with all the other radiation that's in the air, we'd find much higher dosages than that now. So all the counts they have on the small amounts are put onto the chart that's got the green squares. And it starts off with a chest x-ray, which is one green square. That's 20 microsieverts. Everything from the blue chart combined is approximately 60 microsieverts. They said that the extra dose to Tokyo in the weeks following Fukushima was 40 microsieverts. Living in a stone, brick, or concrete building for a year, 70 microsieverts. Getting a mammogram, be 400 microsieverts. The EPA yearly limit on radiation exposure to a single member of the public is 1,000 microsieverts, which is 1 millisievert. They say that the maximum dose, external dose, from 3 Mile Island was 1 millisievert. The typical dose over 2 weeks in Fukushima, in the exclusion zone, was 1 millisievert. Putting that in perspective, if you get a CT scan of your head, that's 2 millisieverts. Normal yearly background dosage is about 4 millisieverts. And the big chunk of green boxes there is the maximum yearly dose permitted for United States radiation workers, which is 50 millisieverts. And then that is summarized into another box with red boxes, and we'll talk about that when we get back from the break.
By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Are you sneezing, coughing, and aching? Do you have a sore throat, a fever, or the sniffles? There's no reason to be sick this cold and flu season with immune system support from Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver can give your body the help it needs to fight off harmful pathogens without hurting beneficial gut flora and without leaving behind resistant bacteria. Antibiotics can damage good microflora and often leave behind bacteria which can cause problems later on. If you're sick of being sick, try Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver, the #1 choice of thousands for a safe and effective way to protect against the many diseases and illnesses that we are facing today. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, read our customer reviews, and see the life-changing results that people are having. That's supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. Use the promo code PROTECTED for 20% off your entire order. And like us on Facebook. Supernatural Silver.
Why be held hostage by your wireless carrier for 2 years? What if you had no contract, no activation fees, no hidden costs, tracking, tracing, harvesting customer data, or draconian gimmicks, all on the nation's best 4G LTE network? Introducing Pix Wireless. Bring your phone and other qualifying devices to Pix and choose a plan starting at only $14 a month. Get connected now. Call or click 1-866-267-2056 or pixwireless.com. Spelled P-I-X, wireless.com. Pick Pix and get connected today.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, the Mineral Doctor. You've heard me talk about 90 for Life for years. 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 fatty acids. You may not know this, that I've actually designed Arthrodex for animals. That's right. Your pets need 90 for Life too. Get this essential pet product by calling 877-279-9422. That's 877-279-9422. Again, 877-279-9422.
Ted Anderson telling you about Jordan Rubin's Beyond Organic Green-Fed Raw Cheddar Artesian Cheese featuring whole milk created through ancient dairy breeding, unpasteurized, untreated whole milk on the same farm the cows graze, containing natural sources of omega-3s, CLA protein, calcium, probiotics, and enzymes. I have never tasted cheese this good, and you need to try it. Contact your Longevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
Rainier Distillers designs and builds custom copper stills for home purification of water, distilling alcohol, essential oils, cannabis oil, and ethanol fuel. Use these distillers at home to remove all those nasty chemicals that are added to your public drinking water by fluoridation, resulting in pure, safe drinking water for you and your family. Call RainierDistillers.com at 360-446-8998 and check out their website at RainierDistillers.com, located in Seattle, Washington.
This is John Regan at the controls today. During the break, I went and took a peek at the markets, and we just talked about last hour how it was all three were up a little bit today. Well, scratch that. The S&P, the Dow, and the NASDAQ are all down. The S&P is down to 1913. So it's not too terribly far away from, reaching a different 100 level there. Crude oil down $1.38. It's under $32 a barrel. That's going to be painful. Gold is actually down slightly, 60 cents. Silver's up about 6 cents. I don't have anything invested in the market, but if I did, I'd either be betting against the stock and bond funds, or I'd be betting for silver. If you're trying to go long on this, I've seen so many people talking about, we're looking like it's 2008 all over again. And I was in a corporate office at that time, and I was listening. One of the coworkers who'd been there quite a while talked about her 401k had dropped 50%. So just a word to the wise, whatever you think the markets are going to do, position yourself accordingly. Back to the radiation chart. All of the green gets summed up, and it's approximately 75 millisieverts. And then it gets into the severe dosages, like severe radiation poisoning. That's fatal in some cases. That's 2,000 millisieverts or 2 sieverts. Usually fatal radiation is 4 sieverts. Fatal dose, even with treatment, is 8 sieverts. Now, they also summarize that into some gold blocks or yellow blocks. 10 minutes next to the Chernobyl reactor core after explosion and meltdown, 50 sieverts. So if the fatal dose is 8, you can imagine what 50 will do. The radiation chart is a lot simpler than that. If you want to try and discuss radiation levels, and again, these are exposure, not ingestion. 10,000 millisieverts, which is 10 sieverts, acute radiation poisoning, death within weeks. 6,000 is the typical dose received by Chernobyl plant workers who died within a month after accident. At the 3,000 millisievert or 3 sievert level, survival rates approximately 50%. Reading near the tanks used to store radioactive water at Fukushima. This reading taken September 3rd, 2013. It's 2,200. So that's nearly after the 50% survival rate. 1,000 millisieverts or 1 sievert causes radiation sickness and nausea, but not death. Likely to cause fatal cancer many years later in about 5% of people. At the 700 millisievert level, vomiting and hair loss within 2 to 3 weeks. 500 is the allowable short-term dosage for emergency workers taking life-saving actions. 400 per hour was the peak level recorded at Fukushima 4 days after the accident. 350 per lifetime is the criteria for relocating residents after Chernobyl. And the lowest level linked to increased cancer risk is 100. So you can see that especially those that were exposed near the plants are a number of them are going to have cancer to deal with in their future. And try and get this rounded up out before the break. I have an article where they are getting ready to put an arched building over the Chernobyl nuclear reactor to prevent the release of more radiation. Article from Daily Mail. It's John Regan. We'll be back after this break.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
Removing bad taste and odor from your drinking water is easy. Removing the bad stuff you don't taste is what ProPure does best. Water the way nature meant it to be. Clean, crisp, and refreshing. See the complete line of ProPure countertop, inline, gravity, and household water filtration products. Visit your authorized ProPure dealer or ProPureUSA.com. That's ProPureUSA.com or call 800-544-3533.
Do you have difficulty taking supplements? Are you searching for a high-quality, complete nutritional drink that your whole family will love? NutriMedical's Life Support has arrived. All of your daily nutritional requirements in one quick, delicious drink. Dr. Bill Deagle's Life Support is a proprietary blend of vegan protein, activated vitamins, essential minerals, amino acids, probiotics, green tea, digestive enzymes, anti-inflammatories, cancer prevention, detoxification, and much more. Your body will high-five you for this one. Life Support is the best complete nutritious meal replacement on the market. Whether you are an elite athlete, have post-operative challenges, chronic illness, elderly, or a family that just wants a quick, delicious drink, try Dr. Bill Deagle's Life Support for optimized nutrition in one great tasting smoothie. Just add cold water, almond milk, fruit, or anything else you like. NutriMedical's Life Support. Try our great tasting chocolate or vanilla today. Call 888-212-8871 or visit us online at NutriMedical.com. NutriMedical.com for the whole family.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares Unfiltered and Untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares Untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Hi, this is Walt Augustinowicz. I'm the founder and CEO of ID Stronghold. By now you've heard our commercials about wallets that protect you from electronic pickpocketing. 10 years ago, I created a way to protect my own cards from prying eyes after government officials started talking about issuing a national ID card with a built-in radio chip called RFID. I felt having to broadcast my personal information was an invasion of privacy. Soon after, it was also announced that credit cards, debit cards, U.S. passports, hotel room keys, and even transit passes would all soon incorporate RFID. It was then I formed ID Stronghold to share my inventions in blocking RFID signals with the world. There are a lot of misconceptions out there today about RFID. I encourage everyone to get informed and get protected. Please go to idstronghold.com and get the facts and the wallet, sleeves, or badge holders you need to protect your personal financial data. You'll be pleasantly surprised that through our direct sales model, you won't pay more than other comparable unprotected wallets. It is as though the protection is free. Visit idstronghold.com today.
Why be held hostage by your wireless carrier for 2 years? What if you had no contract, no activation fees, no hidden costs, tracking, tracing, harvesting customer data, or draconian gimmicks, all on the nation's best 4G LTE network? Introducing Pix Wireless. Bring your phone and other qualifying devices to Pix and choose a plan starting at only $14 a month. Get connected now. Call or click 1-866-267-2056 or pixwireless.com, spelled P-I-X, wireless.com. Pick Pix and get connected today.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
Is John Regan at the controls today? If you were listening earlier, I had talked about how Becky and I went down to visit her parents this past weekend. And after lunch, we went back to their house, and that was about 2 o'clock, and I was looking around at the sky, and every direction you looked, it was just, the absolute most beautiful blue sky, not a cloud or contrail or chemtrail in the sky. Now, we left out about 3:30, and we're heading towards the highway and over in the distance, probably along the I-45 corridor. Oh, man, they had been busy, and no shortage of chemtrails in the I-45 corridor all the way up to Dallas yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and take a detour. A few of the links that I'd pulled out from the vault were broken, and I hadn't had time to try to find a secondary source for that. So I'm going to put that off and head on down. Got the rest of the news from last week. In the financial section, I don't know if you heard how Toys R Us closed their flagship Times Square store. And part of the reason is that their rent was $42 million a year. Wow. It's it's great to be the landlord, isn't it? We also have trucking. Truck orders are down tremendously. The Class 8 orders were 59% down year over year. It was below expectations, and it doesn't look like that part's getting better anytime soon. Good article from Michael Snyder talking about how U.S. banks have $247 trillion of exposure to derivatives. Now, the good news on this is that this is the notional value, which is the face value, and how I would relate that is if you went out and bought stock options, if the stock's going for $50, that would be the notional value. The premium that you would pay on that if you're buying the option might be in the say $5 range. It depends on exactly what you're betting on it to do. It could be less, it could be more, but it's not the full face value. That said, it doesn't take the full face value of trillions of dollars to have an effect, because billions in the real world cause shock waves. And we've been seeing that go on. And surprise, surprise, the Affordable Care Act has not made a dent. And I've got another article in the queue talking about how people are having to make sacrifices on things like, food in order to take care of their health care thanks to Obamacare. Meanwhile, on Wall Street, they do everything they can to shave small fractions of a second off of trades. And what they have gone to are lasers, because electrons traveling through copper are just plain too slow. So in order to rig the market even more, now they've got more lasers to communicate between the firms and the market computers that are executing the trades. And coming down to Dallas, the manufacturing outlook has never been this bad. It's at June 2009 levels, and it's never been down this much, this long, except during a recession. Of course, we don't have an official pronouncement of recession until we see GDP go negative for 2 months. But since they revised the GDP calculations, they're doing all they can to make sure that you don't see that. And in addition to trucking, rail is having problems too. The rail traffic has gone down year over year. It's not as bad as it was, but just another indicator that things are not looking up. Go down to employment, and I might just talk a little bit about the report that came out on Friday. When you drill down into the numbers, look at the non-seasonably adjusted. The grand total number of jobs increase from November to December was 11,000. And even beyond that, of the, don't have it in front of me, but, the 200 and some thousand jobs that were created, over 300,000 of those were brand new, part-time jobs. So, the economy is just roaring back, isn't it? One thing I wanted to get to last week was the initial jobless claims. Those surged the most in 10 months in the pre-Christmas week. So apparently, looked like retailers were getting rid of their Christmas help a little early. We'll have a full report on that when it manages to flow through the system. And there's been a lot of mergers lately. In fact, $5 trillion worth of mergers. And what we're going to see as a side effect of that is job losses. And, just looking at the top ones, we're talking about, into the 5 figures of job losses once the air clears on all these mergers. So again, the economy is fundamentally sound. Go back to sleep. It's going to be like 2008, except it's not. There's nothing left to keep this economy propped up. I know Vincent's going to be sad he missed this. We got some spy tech. Silent and deadly. The laser is getting ready to go into more production and be put on drones. And these are, as well as gunships. And these are things that you won't even see until you're hit. And whereas you have to, take a missile and aim it at a target for it to fly on that. With the laser, yes, you have to aim it, but it can change the direction it's pointing many times a second. So it's going to be a pretty nasty shock to those on the battlefield. Samsung has created a bioprocessor chip, can measure body fat, skin temperature, and heart rate. And of course, that will go directly to your doctor, since your health is a matter of national security. And that's what the Internet of Things is all surveillance all the time. And a Russian scientist and his team has created a microchip to replace the laser. We have lasers in a number of products, and this will allow the lasers in many of these products to be shrunk down considerably. In the control section, got Vincent and associated with automated farms. The Vincent, the actual title is "Let the Robots and iPhones Tend the Crops," which is what they're working for, is to get the people out of the rural areas, put them in the cities, and what food is grown out in those areas, let the machines do it. And the future of food, completely automated farms run by robots. Fortunately, they're not totally there today, but that's what they're working on. So even the people crossing the border to get these agricultural jobs are going to be losing their jobs to our mechanical friends. Speech is getting to be very expensive. Free speech can cost you $250,000 if you offend a transgendered woman in New York City. And I'll talk about that just a tad more after we get back from the break.
How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle. a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit guns80.com, guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Did you know that home break-ins increase more than 100% during the holidays? It takes just 10 seconds for an intruder to kick in your door, but police response to a home alarm system is more than 20 minutes, and intruders are in and out of your home in 5 minutes. Thieves know that you're not home and have presents inside just waiting to be taken. And if you are home, how safe will you feel with an intruder lurking inside with your family? That's why police across the country are recommending you use door armor. Proven to withstand the force of a battering ram, door armor keeps intruders out. It's easy to install and barely visible, and your door armor is guaranteed for life. Go to invasionstopper.com for a very special buy one, get one at half off deal. These savings are for a limited time and only available to GCN listeners. Protect your valuables and loved ones this holiday season. Go to invasionstopper.com now. That's invasionstopper.com.
Are you still looking for that one iodine that you can really trust? A medical doctor endorsed product that is backed by honest research and true integrative science? Then search no further. Go to NutriMedical.com for Dr. Bill Deagle's Nutriodine, proven time and time again to be the very best iodine available for you. Nutriodine is the only Tesla-activated monatomic plasma iodine in the world. It optimizes mitochondrial function and generation of new mitochondria, from totally neutralizing the venom from a desert recluse spider bite in Southern California to eliminating malaria parasites reported by medical missionaries in central India. Dr. Bill's Nutriodine is simply the most powerful healing formula there is. Nutriodine clears the body of all known pathogens, restores it to an alkaline state, and even promotes stem cell regeneration. Order Dr. Bill's Nutriodine today at 888-212-8871 or visit us online at NutriMedical.com.
Why be held hostage by your wireless carrier for 2 years? What if you had no contract, no activation fees, no hidden costs, tracking, tracing, harvesting customer data, or draconian gimmicks, all on the nation's best 4G LTE network? Introducing Pix Wireless. Bring your phone and other qualifying devices to Pix and choose a plan starting at only $14 a month. Get connected now. Call or click 1-866-267-2056 or PixWireless.com. Spelled P-I-X, wireless.com. Pick Pix and get connected today.
Chronic inflammation is now known to block your ability to repair and compromises your immune system, making you more vulnerable to all diseases. Since poor diet, injuries, or stress are all contributing factors, many people suffer from inflammation. Your body's number one means of neutralizing inflammation and the pain that it may be causing is glutathione. Glutathione is the body's number one peptide to neutralize free radicals and thus stop inflammation.
Hi, my name is Jason. I'm 44 years old. For 10 years, I had been suffering from chronic pain in my abdomen and groin that radiated down into my feet. After 3 weeks on One World Way, the pain in my feet reduced by 50% and the overall pain in my body reduced significantly as well. I ran out of One World Way and the pain returned. I got another container and again, after 3 weeks, the pain reduced significantly throughout my body. I'd highly recommend One World Way to anyone dealing with chronic pain due to inflammation.
Call 888-988-3325 or visit oneworldway.com. That's oneworld.com.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS? Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely. We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS. If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
This is John Regan sitting in for Vincent today. Just a reminder, there is a meetup tonight, and I'll be checking on the guests that are scheduled for tomorrow. Until I get a chance to do that, I'm not announcing. We do have Dr. Shealy in his regular slot for Wednesday and Doc Graham for Thursday, and then I'll be back on Friday trying to clear out as much as I can of the backlog so we can try to get to a little more normalcy on Monday. That you can tell even without punching Vincent's button, I still run out of time. We were talking about the high cost of free speech, the new regulations that cover employers and other covered entities require them to use an individual's preferred name, pronoun, and title. So if you go in and say Mr. Bruce, then that he wants to be a she now, that can cost you $250,000. May expect to see more of an exodus of companies from the wonderful People's Republic of New York City. I also have an article that you may want to use to get people to understand that their relationship with banks isn't what it used to be. It used to be that when you put your money into a bank, you were a secured depositor. Now you are an unsecured lender. And if there is a bail-in, what they do is they convert your deposits into bank stock. So then you have the task of trying to convert that stock to money where you can actually use it. And that is not covered by FDIC. Even at that, they don't have very much money to cover any real problems. So keep a close eye on the health of your bank. Keep as little as you have to in the bank. Of course, then that puts you at greater threat of the wonderful government and their civil asset forfeiture, saying that your money is guilty of a crime and you have to prove that it's innocent to even have a chance of getting it back. And just going down the bigger picture, in case you hadn't heard, the voter registration records of 191 million Americans is leaked in a database. So privacy, what privacy? And in today's world, boy, the hacking, the trials and tribulations of being in the broadcast media, not just here, but everywhere. The BBC was brought down, and you can imagine what they have in place to protect themselves. So when you get a big network like that has trouble, you can imagine what these smaller networks that are working hard to bring you the news that you don't get from the six major sources. Six corporations own over 90% of the media. And the rest of us are, working hard to bring you information that you don't get because it might tick off some of the commercial sponsors. And I've got a couple of links on leaks there, including, besides the one in LA, there is another one in the Four Corners area that's been releasing over 500,000 metric tons of methane since 2003. But they haven't been talking about that, have they? It's John Regan. Remember class, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you.
By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration system and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit goberkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products, most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey guy at goberkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey guy.